Welcome to Motivation at Hand, Ma. To know is to know how. Make your foot the foot that counts. In an open economy, voices rise and soar. Diverse choices bloom, competition at the core. Trade flows freely, innovation takes its flight. Opportunity for all, in the broad daylight. But in a monopoly, one voice stands alone. Controlling the market, from a singular throne. Creativity stifled, consumers bear the brunt. With limited options, their freedoms are blunt. Where commerce is free, dreams dare to unfurl. Entrepreneurs leap, ideas start to swirl. The market's a dance, vibrant and spry. With each new venture, spirits reach the sky. Yet, when one reigns, shadows tend to creep. Progress slows, and ambitions sleep. The dynamism fades, the landscape grows cold. For in the grip of one, many stories go untold. On a Tuesday in September, on the 12th day of 2023, in Washington, D.C., Google began to defend itself in court against monopoly abuse. Allegations leveled by the Justice Department concerning its search engine activities. In defense, Google's attorney, John Schmidt-Align, underscored Google's search engine superiority, pointing to Apple's preference for it in its Safari browser. Schmidt-Align distinguished this case from the Microsoft trial of the past and called out Microsoft's Bing search engine for its lack of innovation. The US government is poised to challenge Google, a dominant global entity. The US Justice Department is presenting its stance, asserting that Google used its dominant position in the search engine market to its advantage. The DOJ plans to present evidence suggesting Google's conscious violation of antitrust laws and claims they destroyed incriminating documents. Among those present at the opening were Kent Walker, Google's Global Affairs President; Jonathan Kanter, Justice Department Antitrust Chief; and Representative Ken Buck, a known tech industry critic from Colorado. With Google's search function accounting for a substantial portion of Alphabet's 2022 revenue, $283 billion. This trial is pivotal. Kent Walker remarked on the proceedings, highlighting user preference for Google's search engine. This trial is noteworthy, representing one of the most pivotal monopoly-related confrontations in recent years, especially in the digital age. The Justice Department's core argument revolves around Google's purportedly manipulative business practices, ensuring its prominence as the default search engine on devices and browsers, ostensibly to overshadow competitors. As the case was introduced in October 2020, former Attorney General William Barr remarked, "This litigation scrutinizes Google's pervasive influence online, affecting countless American consumers, advertisers, and businesses, all under the shadow of an illegal monopoly." 21st century technology, its impact on everyone. The Justice Department's lawsuit accuses Google of manipulating search dominance. 3 years have since passed, involving exhaustive document reviews and over 150 testimonies. And now the courtroom battle begins. The implications are vast, potentially reshaping internet administration. The case probes the tactics tech giants employ to secure dominance and influence the digital tools ingrained in daily life. The trial's outcome could potentially redraw the boundaries for tech giants' operations, altering internet governance. With a valuation nearing $1.7 trillion and holding about 90% of the US search engine market share, Google has amassed a formidable legal battalion, including external expertise. Google counters the allegations by highlighting the quality of its search engine. They underscore that users remain free to switch services at will. Via email, Google's Global Affairs President, Kent Walker, commented, "Users gravitate towards Google out of choice, not compulsion. Setting a different default search engine is uncomplicated. The days of CD-ROMs and sluggish internet are behind us." There are echoes of the 1998 Microsoft antitrust case in which the government emerged victorious. 2 decades ago, The Justice Department took on Microsoft over alleged anti-competitive bundling of products. Microsoft was deemed to have overstepped, facing accusations of thwarting competition. The court sided with the Justice Department, determining that Microsoft had overreached and suppressed competition. Today, the Google lawsuit draws parallels to that pivotal case, with the government hoping history will repeat itself. U.S. Antitrust Law. Microsoft versus Google. How big is Google? Vanderbilt Law School's antitrust specialist Rebecca Allensworth noted. The earlier case spotlighted a tech monopoly, leading to a government victory. It's seen as a potential roadmap for handling modern tech giants. Allensworth emphasized the case's role as a gauge of this enforcement approach's effectiveness. Central to the case are Google's exclusive contracts with tech giants like Apple and Samsung. Google's exclusive multi-billion-dollar contracts with hardware providers like Apple and Samsung and browser providers, including Mozilla's Firefox, are under scrutiny. The Justice Department believes these contracts, positioning Google as the default search engine, impede smaller players' growth. DuckDuckGo, a privacy-focused competitor, has voiced support for the trial. DuckDuckGo's VP of Public Affairs, Kamal Buzbuz, emphasized Google's hindrance to competition in an email, stating, "For over a decade, Google's tactics have stymied genuine competition in search, controlling key distribution avenues." Projected to be a 3-month juryless trial, with the judge rendering the final verdict. Post the 2020 filing by the Justice Department against Google. 35 states, alongside Guam, Puerto Rico, and the District of Columbia, lodged similar allegations. In addition to the U.S. Justice Department suing Google, look also to the FTC initiated an antitrust lawsuit against Meta, accusing it of stifling emerging competitors. Monday passed on October 2, 2023. Nonetheless, the Justice Department lawyers are set to trace Google's evolution to its current formidable stature. DOJ's lawyer, Kenneth Dinser, emphasized the broader implications of the case, saying, "This case is about the future of the Internet." He further shed light on Google's annual expenditure of over $10 billion to remain the primary search engine on numerous devices. Dinser criticized Google's tactics, like pre-installing its apps on Android devices, arguing they solidify Google's monopoly, negatively impacting consumer privacy and inflating ad prices. He further stated, "This case is about the future of the Internet," emphasizing Google's dominance in the search engine market. 21st century technology, another look-see on its impact when it has a purported monopoly. Google faces fresh legal challenges over market dominance. The initial complaint from the Justice Department reflected. 20 years ago, Google was Silicon Valley's bright spark, pioneering a fresh approach to internet searching. That iteration of Google is now history. Top tech luminaries, including Google's Sundar Pichai, are anticipated to testify, although a comprehensive list is awaited. The trial will be overseen by Judge Amit Mehta, an Obama-era appointee from 2014. In this bench trial, devoid of a jury, Judge Mehta's ruling will be final, expected to span approximately 3 months. If the ruling favors the Justice Department, Google's future remains uncertain, with penalties potentially ranging from financial to structural, altering the digital landscape for users. Ma Bell once reigned, a force unparalleled, till AT&T emerged, and her monopoly quelled. From one giant's end, another's ascent began. A cycle of power, as old as time span. Now Google stands tall, dominating the view. Will history repeat? Will the old become new? From Ma Bell to AT&T, the patterns are clear. Is Google's fate next? That's the question we hear. Much appreciation to you for giving of your time with us at Motivation at Hand. To know is to know how. We trust you will come back soon.